Welcome to the GovCon Intel briefing, produced by cybercloudai.tech. We are your trusted source for federal opportunity intelligence, agency insights, and capture signals. Cybercloudai.tech is dedicated to helping small businesses and GovCon teams navigate the complex federal landscape, providing expert support in cybersecurity, cloud solutions, artificial intelligence, and federal capture strategy, all without the overhead typically associated with Fortune 500 firms. I am Alex.
And I am Maya. Alex, what an exciting time to be in GovCon, right? The pace of change, especially with AI and cyber, it is just mind-blowing. We have got some fantastic insights for our listeners today, covering everything from near-term opportunities to critical agency movements.
Indeed, Maya. Our goal is to distill the most impactful intelligence, enabling our listeners to make informed decisions and sharpen their capture strategies. Let us begin with the near-term opportunities and solicitation signals that have emerged.
Absolutely. Kicking us off, Federal News Network reports on an appeals court ruling that eases disability retirement rules for federal employees. This means benefits cannot be denied solely on a lack of objective medical evidence. While not directly a tech opportunity, it is a significant policy shift. For our partners in HR services, benefits administration, or even legal tech, this could open doors for new compliance or advisory service needs within federal agencies. It's a signal to assess how agencies might need to adjust their internal processes or even their IT systems to accommodate these new guidelines.
That is a crucial point, Maya. Policy changes often precede system and process modernization requirements. Moving to acquisition reform, Federal News Network highlights that 3 agencies are actively implementing OMB's acquisition and consolidation policies into their solicitations. This is not just policy anymore. It is becoming tangible in RFPs.
Exactly. This is huge for anyone tracking acquisition trends. It's a clear signal that agencies are serious about streamlining and consolidating. For vendors, this means keeping an eye out for broader, more integrated solicitations that might cover multiple services or solutions. It emphasizes the need for comprehensive proposals that align with these reform objectives. If your solution helps agencies consolidate, you are in a good position.
Shifting gears to cybersecurity, the Risk and Compliance Exchange 2026 featured DIBCAC's Nick Del Rosso discussing the evolving role of CMMC assessments. The Defense Industrial Base Cybersecurity Assessment Center's role is changing as CMMC requirements ramp up.
Oh, this is a big one for our cyber-focused partners. The CMMC landscape is constantly shifting, and DIBCAC is at the heart of it. The evolving role means more stringent assessments, potentially new interpretation of controls, and an increased demand for CMMC readiness and compliance services. If you offer CMMC consulting, assessment preparation, or managed security services, this is a prime signal to double down on your outreach to the DIB. The need for expert guidance here is only going to grow.
The Pentagon has also been active on the AI front. Defense Scoop reports that Shield AI was selected to integrate its HiveMind software into the Lucas drone program. Their software will act as the AI pilot for coordinating drone swarms based on warfighter input.
Wow, that is seriously next-level AI. HiveMind, enabling groups of drones to coordinate and adapt in real time, that is a massive validation for autonomous systems and edge AI. For our listeners working in AI, robotics, or even secure data transfer for tactical environments, this showcases the Pentagon's appetite for advanced, deployable AI capabilities. It's a strong indicator of where defense AI investments are headed, focusing on operationalizing autonomy. And on a related note, the Pentagon awarded a substantial $500 million contract to Perennial Autonomy for counter-drone systems. These systems are already being deployed by forces in U.S. Central Command.
Another huge win and a clear signal of priorities. Counter-drone technology is critical, especially with the proliferation of UAS threats. A $500 million contract means the DoD is investing heavily in this area. For companies specializing in drone detection, neutralization, or integrated air defense solutions, this is a market segment with significant funding and urgent operational needs. It is not just about developing the tech, it is about rapid deployment and integration into existing command structures. Moving now to agency and customer intelligence, which provides insight into specific departmental needs and leadership priorities. FedRAMP's Nicole Thompson,
also from the Risk and Compliance Exchange, provided clarity on authorization confusion. She noted that FedRAMP certification is replacing FedRAMP authorization for cloud services that meet requirements but lack an agency sponsor.
Aha, this is a super practical piece of intel for any cloud provider or integrator. The terminology shift from authorization to certification when there is no agency sponsor is not just semantics. It clarifies the pathway for cloud services to demonstrate compliance and readiness even before a specific agency engagement. This streamlines the initial hurdle for many vendors. It means if you have a certified offering, you are already halfway there to an agency authorization. It is less confusing and, frankly, more efficient. Companies should absolutely be leveraging this clarification in their go-to-market messaging and compliance efforts.
In Space Force news, Gurpartap GP Sandhu has been named the Space Development Agency Director, with a parallel role at PAE for missile warning and tracking. This comes amidst broader Pentagon efforts to shake up its acquisition structure.
That is a significant leadership appointment, Alex. Sandhu's dual-hatted role signals a drive for tighter integration between development and acquisition within the Space Force, especially for critical areas like missile warning. For anyone looking to do business with the SDA or in space-related defense tech, understanding this consolidated leadership and acquisition focus is key. It implies a more unified vision for space capabilities, emphasizing rapid acquisition and deployment. Strategic partners should be looking at how their offerings align with these integrated development and tracking priorities.
The Department of Labor is also signaling increased investment. Acting Labor Secretary Keith Sonderling is eyeing a significant budget boost, a $25 million funding request, specifically for ID verification systems within DOL's unemployment insurance program. This aims to reduce improper payments.
Okay, now that is a very concrete budget signal. $25 million for ID verification systems is not a small ask, and it addresses a clear pain point for DOL, reducing fraud and improper payments. For our listeners specializing in identity management, biometric solutions, secure digital verification, or even advanced analytics for fraud detection, this is a direct call to action. The need is immediate, the funding is being requested, and the problem is well defined. This is a prime area for proactive engagement and demonstrating how your solutions can solve their specified challenges. Lastly, on the AI front, ICE CIO Dustin Goetz stated that the Department of Homeland Security unit's work with AI agents is minimal. While they are leaning into AI generally, they have not yet jumped on the agentic AI bandwagon. This is fascinating, Alex, because it highlights a nuanced approach to AI adoption. While many agencies are exploring advanced AI, ICE is signaling a more cautious, perhaps deliberate approach to agentic AI, which involves autonomous decision-making systems. For AI vendors, this means understanding the specific AI maturity and risk appetite of each agency. For ICE, it might be more about foundational AI, data analytics, and workflow automation right now, rather than fully autonomous agents. This informs how you tailor your AI solutions and proposals. Focus on their current needs and where they're comfortable starting. You do not want to be selling agentic AI if they're still building their basic AI infrastructure.
Turning our attention to broader budget and market movements, these are trends that warrant monitoring for their potential long-term impacts on the federal contracting landscape. First, there is the perennial concern about a debt ceiling breach. A recent GovExec video highlighted that such a breach could lead to the federal government deciding not to pay any government employees.
The debt ceiling drama again. It is like Groundhog Day for GovCon. While it is a recurring threat, the potential impact is severe. Non-payment of federal employees would ripple through the economy and, of course, significantly disrupt federal operations and, by extension, contract payments. This is definitely a watch and hope it does not happen scenario. It underscores the importance of maintaining strong financial health for any GovCon firm, having contingency plans, and diversifying your portfolio where possible.
Indeed, we must always be prepared for such macroeconomic uncertainties. Shifting to infrastructure, the GSA chief is pressing appropriators to address deteriorating federal office space. GSA estimates half its real estate portfolio is in fair or poor condition, with concerns even about elevator entrapments.
Yikes. Elevator entrapments are a pretty stark indicator of deferred maintenance. This is a clear signal that federal facilities management and modernization are becoming critical. For companies in smart building solutions, infrastructure upgrades, energy efficiency, or even physical security, this could represent a significant market opportunity down the line. GSA is sounding the alarm, which means funding requests and eventual solicitations for these types of services are likely on the horizon. It is not just about new construction, but maintaining the existing footprint.
Finally, the Air Force is exploring ways to save millions by reducing permanent change of station, or PCS moves. However, cultural factors within the service could complicate such reforms.
This is an interesting one, Alex. On one hand, reducing PCS moves could save a ton of money, which could theoretically free up funds for other priorities. On the other hand, the culture complicating reform suggests resistance to change. For our services partners, particularly those involved in relocation support, logistics, or even talent management systems that might facilitate such shifts, this is a signal to monitor. If the Air Force does move forward, it could impact support services. If they do not, it highlights the deep-seated cultural challenges sometimes inherent in large federal organizations, making other types of reform difficult too. It is a good reminder that technology solutions must always consider the human element and organizational culture for successful adoption. Maya, based on today's intelligence, what are 3 practical capture actions our listeners should consider right now?
Great question, Alex. Here are 3 immediate actions. First, I would say review your CMMC readiness offerings and messaging. With DIBCAC's evolving role and the ramp-up of CMMC requirements, there is a clear and present need in the defense industrial base. Ensure your cybersecurity services, especially those related to CMMC compliance and assessment preparation, are clearly articulated and aggressively marketed to DIB companies. This is not a future need, it is a current mandate. Second, analyze agency acquisition reform RFPs for consolidation trends. The Federal News Network piece explicitly states that some agencies are already putting OMB's acquisition and consolidation policies into action through their solicitations. This means actively seeking out these RFPs, understanding how they are structured, and tailoring your proposals to highlight how your solutions enable consolidation, efficiency, and integrated service delivery. Proactive analysis here can give you a significant competitive edge. And third, proactively engage with the Department of Labor regarding ID verification solutions. The acting labor secretary's $25 million budget request for unemployment insurance ID verification is a direct indicator of a funded, defined problem. If you offer identity management, fraud detection, or secure verification technologies, this is your moment to connect with DOL stakeholders. Understand their specific technical requirements and demonstrate how your solution directly addresses their goal of reducing improper payments. Do not wait for the RFP. Start building those relationships now.
Those are 3 highly actionable recommendations, Maya. The intelligence today underscores the dynamic nature of the federal market and the importance of staying ahead of policy shifts, technological advancements, and budgetary priorities.
Absolutely, Alex. From AI pilots for drones to clarifying FedRAMP certifications, the signals are clear. Innovation is moving fast, but foundational compliance and smart acquisition strategies remain paramount.
That concludes our GovCon Intel briefing for today. We trust this intelligence provides valuable insights for your capture efforts.
Remember, staying informed is your competitive advantage.
For expert support in GovCon cybersecurity, cloud, AI, compliance, and comprehensive capture strategy, visit www.cybercloudai.tech. Our team helps small businesses and GovCon teams achieve their federal market objectives without Fortune 500 overhead.
Thank you for tuning in. We look forward to sharing more critical GovCon intelligence with you next time.
Goodbye for now.
See ya!